Miners are, though, or Bitcoin mining industry is sort of, in a way, saving Celsius. Bankrupt crypto lender Celsius gets cash injection offers and approval to sell their mined Bitcoin. The company had said Monday it might run out of cash by October. Bankrupt cryptocurrency lender Celsius Network, which disclosed Monday that it was running low on money, said it has gotten several proposals to inject cash into the company and won approval from the U.S. judge to sell Bitcoin that it mines. Celsius lawyer Josh Sussberg disclosed the receipt of cash injection offers during a Tuesday bankruptcy hearing, but didn't say how big the offers were. Moving hastily on this is a mission critical for Celsius, Sussberg said. It's customary for companies reorganizing in U.S. bankruptcy court to seek financing to keep their operations going. Celsius, which fell into bankruptcy this year after the crypto rout prompted it to prevent customers from withdrawing their money, needs liquidity. Financial projections in a court filing Monday showed the company will run out of cash by October and holds $2.8 billion less crypto than it owes to depositors. Before filing for bankruptcy, Celsius sold Bitcoin that it mined to help fund its operations. Judge Martin Glenn's approval Tuesday opens the door for that to continue. A document filed prior to the hearing showed that Celsius mined $8.7 million worth of Bitcoin in July. The company's operational and capital costs exceed that. And then, of course, what this means overall is that you have some selling pressure on the network, especially in the Bitcoin mining space. So you end up having additional selling pressure, which can negatively impact the market. That is priced in probably by now, but we'll just have to see how that ends up rolling out. Remember, there's a lot more Bitcoin traded per day than the amount that they can necessarily add to the selling pressure. It's just how much selling pressure is being added overall that will have to be accounted for. U.S. regulator improperly pushing banks to avoid serving crypto companies, lawmakers say. Senator Pat Toomey said whistleblowers had informed him the FDIC was pressuring banks to stop providing services to crypto companies. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation may be leaning on banks to prevent them from providing services to crypto companies, U.S. Senator Pat Toomey said Tuesday, citing communications he had received. In a letter directed to acting FDIC Director Martin Greenberg, Toomey wrote that he had heard from affected parties in whistleblower communications that claimed the federal bank regulator had tried to deter banks from doing business with lawful cryptocurrency-related companies, even though providing services to these companies is not illegal. Toomey asked the regulator to confirm whether any FDIC official had indeed asked banks not to do business with crypto firms, and if so, to explain why. American Banker first reported on the letter on Tuesday. Toomey referenced Operation Choke Point, a former FDIC and Department of Justice initiative whose stated purpose was to pressure banks not to provide services to payday lenders and financial fraud charges, but which appeared to also pressure banks not to provide services to companies engaging in legal activities like gun sellers. So what are they attacking? Let's be completely honest about what they're attacking. They're attacking anything that gives the individual any sort of sovereignty over the nation state. And this is something that we have been talking about for a long time. And it just comes to fruition in these. And we finally get some affirmation that this is the kind of thing that's going on in the background. Obviously, the biggest threat that cryptocurrency holds against anything is going to be the federal government and the banks and corporations, of which it tries to remove from the interaction process between two individuals. And that is pretty much where you sit. According to the whistleblower communications that we have corroborated, personnel in the FDIC's Washington, D.C. headquarters are urging FDIC regional officers to send letters to multiple banks requesting that they refrain from expanding relationships with crypto-related companies without providing any legal basis for sending such letters, Toomey wrote. As I understand it, in one or more of these cases, a bank planned to give customers access to a crypto-related company's trading platform via the bank's mobile or internet banking app. FDIC officials also allegedly directed a regional branch to downgrade the classification of a loan made by a bank to a crypto company, which Toomey called highly atypical. In a statement, the FDIC said, quote, "The FDIC is acting consistent with longstanding legal authorities to ensure that banks engaging in crypto-related activities are doing so in a safe and sound way that protects consumers." And once again, they always sell you the removal of your rights for protection and convenience if you're talking about corporations, right? This may involve the FDIC requesting that an institution delay initiating or refrain from expanding crypto-related activities until supervisory feedback is taken into account. Given the risks readily apparent in crypto asset markets, these are necessary and appropriate actions to take. The regulator has published statements before directing banks to be cautious about working with crypto companies. In April, the FDIC published an open letter addressed to any banks or institutions it oversees, directing them to contact the FDIC before it engages in, quote, "a crypto-related activity," end quote. The regulator said it would assess the information provided by the bank to check for safety and soundness and provide feedback if needed. The information requested by the FDIC will vary on a case-specific basis depending on the type of crypto-related activity. However, the initial notification to the FDIC regional director should describe the activity in detail and provide the institution's proposed timeline for engaging in the activity, the letter said. The letter is similar to one published by the Federal Reserve this week, which also directs banks under its supervision to contact the central bank prior to engaging in crypto activities. This means, of course, it's going to be more and more difficult for people to interact between traditional finance and cryptocurrency. This is completely expected and kind of the way that you do at the end of the day want things to go. It just means that it makes things extremely difficult right now. Remember, with great power, and we equate power to, of course, individual sovereignty over their finances, comes great responsibility, and you are responsible for your cryptocurrency. So at the end of the day, that's where it ends up being. But we will end up sitting in a position where these two markets probably completely go away from each other and more regulation comes into place surrounding cryptocurrency. I would completely expect it. Thanks for checking out this clip from the Crypto Mining Show. You can check out the full episode here or more crypto content down here. Also, I'd like you to check out my locals page at sonofatech.locals.com, where you can become a member for free or choose to be a $5 a month supporter that unlocks additional content.